Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we are going to be doing a Q&A. I actually filmed like this earlier today while I was getting ready, and I was just gonna incorporate it into a vlog, but it ended up being pretty long, and so I figured I would just like sit down. I'll re-answer the questions. I was kind of all over the place, so I'll just like sit down with you guys. We can chat. I have some things you might be surprised by that I want to talk about. So we're gonna get right into it, but I just realized I'm wearing jeans, and I'm wearing jeans for no reason because you guys can't even see that I'm wearing jeans, so I'm gonna go put on sweatpants. Okay, that feels just way better. No need to wear jeans if you don't have to, am I right? Okay, I am gonna get into the questions, I promise, but there was a snowstorm outside yesterday, so if you hear like beeping, it's the plows and tractors and all these things trying to move all the snow. There's like a foot and a half of snow on the ground. So let's get into these questions I asked over on Instagram as well as on YouTube. I did like a post on YouTube for you guys to leave me questions. So we're gonna just get into it if I can find the questions. First question, what keeps you motivated? I like this question because I think it's a good one, because I feel like in today's world, it's so like I don't know, the work culture and like the hustle culture is so big, and like you always feel like you have to be productive, and like you always should be motivated is what I'm getting back to. Like even in my videos, I'll do like a productive Sunday vlog or whatever it is, and part of that is just for the title, but I just feel like it's very unrealistic to feel like you're always going to be motivated, and if you attempt to feel that way, you're going to end up being burnt out and or disappointed in yourself for the times when you're not motivated, if that makes any sense. So I feel like for me, what really works is to-do lists. I'm such a big advocate of to-do lists. I know I've talked about this so much, but I swear if I don't have my to-do list one day, I do not get even close to as much stuff done. And at the end of the day, I don't even remember what I did because I wasn't able to check it off and like visualize it at the end of my day. So first is to-do lists. I think they're so helpful. I just use like the notes app of my iPhone, and you can do like the checklist, so you can check things off on the notes app, and it's super convenient because you always have your phone on you, whereas like a written list is great, but for me, I'm not going to carry that around, you know. I'm talking a mile a minute, but I'm passionate about my to-do lists. But the next thing I feel like is if I'm thinking about like fitness and health, or fitness and eating and all, you know, that whole wellness category, I guess, I think my two things that keep me motivated are how I feel after a workout, like that strong, like proud and just like healthy feeling that you feel after a workout. I really try to hold on to that. In terms of like eating and things like that, I mean, there's definitely days when I'm eating a whole pizza to myself, whatever, but I feel like I also think about like, how is this gonna make me feel? And that's something I've started to do a lot more recently, and I've really also started to like pay attention after I eat to see how I feel. So I don't know if that's answering your question, but I would just say to-do lists and like focusing on how you feel, not how you look in terms of like health and fitness. And then also know that like you're not always going to be motivated, and you shouldn't always be motivated because that's just like unsustainable and unrealistic. Okay, my battery's gonna die. I need to change the battery, hold on. Okay, I'm sure the angle is a little bit different, but whatever. Next question is, my fiance and I are moving in together in 2 weeks. We'll also be living in an apartment. Do you have any tips on how you both manage paying for rent, groceries, etc.? So before we moved in together, Yusuf and I, if you don't know, if you're new around here, Yusuf's my fiance, we opened up a joint bank account, and so we have that. We will like pay our rent through that, and we'll pay if we go out to the grocery store and we're getting groceries like together, then we'll use that card as well, and we'll just both put money into that account from our own personal accounts, if that makes any sense. So that's how we do like rent and groceries. But for example, if I'm going to Trader Joe's and I'm getting a bunch of stuff that I know he's not going to eat, like vegan this or dairy free this and stuff like that, like he doesn't eat that way, which is totally fine, but I will like pay for that grocery trip or whatever if it's all stuff that I'm gonna eat and not so much him. But also vice versa, if we're going to Costco or whatever and he's getting a bunch of steaks, I don't eat steaks, so then he will like cover that part of the bill. So we kind of split it up half and half, unless there's like a big portion that the other person isn't going to use, but everything else is 50-50. So I would say having a joint bank account is super helpful. It's also nice to like just, I don't know, I feel like mentally like have something that you're sharing together in terms of finances. I feel like finances can be something that's very either touchy or can really like make or break a relationship, and so I think that you really need to be on the same page as your partner, significant other, whoever, in terms of finances. Like if splitting 50-50 doesn't work for you, then that doesn't work for you and you have to figure out something else. If your partner is making say 3 times as much as you are, then I don't necessarily think splitting 50-50 is equal, especially if you're struggling to pay your part of the 50%, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like it has to be whatever works for you guys. So I think like open communication is really important on that, but also just like establishing how it's going to be from the beginning. Like, if we had moved in together and Yusuf was like, hey, I'm going to cover the rent all by myself, and then a few months into it he was like, hey, like, I need some help with this or something, or he didn't even tell me but started like secretly resenting me, that's when I think it starts to become an issue. So I just feel like communication is really big. But for us, the joint bank account has also been super helpful. And then like last thing, if he goes to the grocery store without me but is getting stuff for both of us, then I'll just like Venmo him if he uses his own credit card or whatever. So that's what we do, that's what works for us. But I think it's very it really depends on like the people and the like employment situations and all that stuff. Next question is the one that our next kind of 2 questions are the ones that I feel like I'm gonna blab on about for a while, so strap in. First question was, what is your major? I did early education during my undergrad at UMass Boston. I graduated in May 2021, and if you guys have been like following along on my channel, then you'll know that I was enrolled in grad school starting in September of 2021 for special education. I had planned on getting my master's in special ed because I love working with students with disabilities, and that receive a special education is just something I always thought I wanted to do. I had wanted to be a teacher since I was in 2nd grade. I had decided that's what I wanted to do, and I had that passion and that desire for until I, you know, graduated college. But things change, plans change, and passions change, and it's just not, I don't know what else really to say. I am no longer enrolled in grad school. I took this semester off because I was teaching while enrolled for my first semester at grad school, because you do like student teaching and stuff. So I was teaching in a school and I wasn't necessarily enjoying it. I think that COVID has brought so many problems into the education system that were not there before, or that have been exemplified now. And so teaching, not just during COVID, I mean, COVID's not over, but I think like even teaching during the peak versus teaching versus now versus teaching way before COVID ever existed, it's just really hard right now. Every single teacher I've talked to is either leaving the profession, not really enjoying what they're doing, or really having a hard time. And I don't want to start my career out that way, my professional career. It's something that I've really toyed so much between like, should I just tough it out and, you know, teach for a year on my own and then figure it out. But I feel like teaching is one of those careers that you can't fake. Like, it's not fair to yourself, it's not fair to your students, it's not fair to your parents, I mean the students' parents and families and stuff. So I am currently taking a break from teaching, which is sad. It's I feel like I was really hard on myself at first, and I sometimes still am, but I don't know, I almost felt like, I don't want to get too like deep here, but you know, I went to school to be a teacher and I graduated and I had this degree, and so for me it was like, well then why don't I want to use it? And of course there's skills and certain things I learned that I'm still going to use no matter what I do, but it just almost felt like a little bit of a fail and like a little bit of a, like I was disappointed in myself, but that's just where I'm at. So I have, like I said, I'm not enrolled in grad school anymore. Will I go back to it? Maybe. Like, there's a very good chance I'll go back to teaching one day. I'm never gonna say no, I'm done with it, because you know, there's a good chance I'm not, but right now I am not happy with it. So I am actually entering the corporate world, which I never ever thought I would do. I'm starting a new job on February 7th actually, and this job is in sales, which again, never thought I would do. Yusuf started his career in sales, my sister started her career in sales, and it was just something I never, truly never thought I would do. But here we are. I think starting YouTube and just like kind of diving more into like basically anything else besides teaching, because that's always what my focus was on, just kind of opened my eyes to things and has made me want to try new things and see what I can do and see what I like and see what I don't like. And just kind of figure that out. So that's where I'm at. If you guys actually have noticed in recent videos, probably for like a month now, maybe probably more than a month actually, I would say like in a vlog, oh, I have a meeting today, or like I just had some meetings, or I have some important things I have to do or whatever. Those were all interviews. So they were all Zoom interviews, and so I've been interviewing different places for a while now and finally found one that's like a good fit for me. So I'm really excited to start. Who knows what's gonna happen? Truly, who knows what's gonna happen, but it's something I'm excited about, and we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you guys updated for sure. So that was a very long-winded explanation, but I feel like I've been wanting to talk about that for a while, and now just seemed like the right time. I didn't want to talk about it when I first got offered the job, or when I first was like deciding I didn't want to continue with grad school, because so many things were up in the air and like I didn't have the answers. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, next question. How did you get started on YouTube, and what made you start? This is a very simple answer. I always wanted to, but I was afraid what people would think. And I finally was like, I literally don't care. Like, I think I was, to be honest, I was always like, people in high school are gonna make fun of me. And I feel like that's the crowd of people. I was always scared of what they thought. Like my high school crowd, which is so weird because no, who cares? Like I see someone from high school that's like doing something for themselves, I'm like, good, go you. Like, you know, you're putting yourself out there or whatever it is. But I just feel like I was always so afraid of what people were gonna say or think, and I finally just, I truly don't care. Like I just don't, because it's no one else's business. And also people are too concerned about themselves. Like if people want to sit there and judge or make comments or talk shit or whatever it is, that's their business, and that's on them, because I'm doing fine, you know? So that's really what made me start. I have wanted to for so long, like since I was probably in like middle school, or even like elementary school, I don't know, forever. Not elementary, definitely like middle school. Speaking of, someone from high school said, hi Missy, but also I'm interested in hearing about any wedding styles you're into. Ooh, good question. I am really into like the classic minimal wedding style. I want to have a wedding where I'm gonna look back and be like, I'd still have that same wedding today. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do something that's like trendy, and no shade or anything to people who enjoy that style, but it's just like not for me personally. I really like classic, like elegant, minimalistic styles, and I really like neutral colors, or like black and whites, or like some pops of green. That's kind of what I have been thinking. But I mean, I could start wedding planning, which I have not done at all. I could start wedding planning and decide that's out the window and I want bright pinks and purples. You know, I don't think that's gonna happen, but you never know. So that's kind of where I'm at, but who knows, truly. Also, I miss you too. Okay, 2 more questions, because I know this video is getting long. How did you know that you were ready to own your own dog? It wasn't something I was actually like expecting, because I found Sully, I don't know if I've ever told this, but I found Sully, actually my mom found him because she had seen on Facebook, like a friend of a friend posted that he needed to be rehomed, because I actually adopted him from a family. And so my mom sent it to me, because at that point my parents had already moved down to Florida, and so like I was the only one up here who didn't have a dog, because my sister still lived up here. She already had a dog. It was this the whole thing. Basically, she thought of me and was like, are you interested? And so I reached out to the owner. Sorry, little mini story time. I reached out to the met. She ended up giving the dog to someone else. And then that didn't work out. The dog went back to her. Then her and I started chatting more, and I went and met Sully, and then I got him a week later. And his name actually wasn't Sully. His name was Spencer, but I changed his name because he's like too much of a meatball to be a Spencer, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, so it wasn't something I was like ready for, because I didn't really have the chance to be, because it wasn't like I was like expecting to get one. It was very, very sudden, and it was different because he was 10 months old when I got him, which is definitely still a puppy, and he still had a lot of training he had to go through, but it wasn't like having like a 10-week-old puppy, which I have gone through because I've had like family dogs and stuff my whole life. But anyway, I would say it's all about the time and the money that you're able to put into it. Puppies take so much time. Like, you're not gonna be getting sleep. You're gonna be outside every freaking hour taking this dog out. You're gonna be cleaning up accident after accident in the house. So it just takes a lot of time in that way. And also, like, it's not just time when they're a puppy, but even now, like, I have to plan my day around making sure that Sully gets to go out when he needs to go out, and that he's not home alone for too long, or he's not really ever home alone, but you know what I mean. So I feel like time is really big. So really, like, it's fun to have a dog, of course, but you also have to think about, like, is this realistic? And not only is this fitting into my lifestyle right now, but is this going to fit into my lifestyle in a year when I want to go travel for a month or whatever, then what? So I think that's really big. And also the money, especially bulldogs, they're freaking expensive. I have purchased dog insurance for him, and I also have like a wellness plan through his vet. But even that, like, I'll go to the vet, and recently it was like $300-400, and of course I was able to submit it to insurance and some of that gets covered, but really, really expensive, especially like it's not just the vet bills, but it's the dog food and the flea and tick meds and the treats and the toys and all that stuff. So it's just really expensive. But I mean, you guys probably already know that, but that's just what I would say. Again, my story is a little bit different, so I don't know if that was helpful, but hopefully. Okay, last question. I've been so chatty, sorry. Although I don't know why I'm sorry, because that's what this video is. But is YouTube everything you expected it to be? Pros and cons. I think it is, I don't know actually. I don't really know. I didn't really have a lot of expectations coming into it. I don't think I realized how much social media as a whole is a lot of work, especially now. Like, I've been diving more into TikTok and Instagram and trying to grow not just on YouTube, but really like expanding, and it's a lot. Like, it's a lot of work, and I really like it. I enjoy it, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. But I think I've gained a better appreciation and understanding of what it is to be a content creator, or whatever you want to call it. And it's not my full-time job. I mean, I work more than 40 hours a week on it, but it's still not my full-time job. So I think that can be a pro and a con. It's something I do really enjoy, but it takes a lot of time. And with it not being my full-time job, like financially, it's like I have to be passionate about it, which I am. Otherwise, I would not be doing this, because it's a lot of work. But I think the biggest pro has been able to like connect with people. I've been able to talk with so many different people, and like I'll go on my YouTube analytics and I see like the countries of where the people are from that are watching my videos, and that's so cool. And I've been able to meet so many people through Instagram. That's also been really fun, and getting to meet people with like similar likes and interests, because I have, you know, my group of friends in my life, but I don't have personal friends in my life that are doing like social media. And so like I've met one of my closer friends through Instagram. I think like that's really cool. So that's a big pro. I would say the only other con is just being on technology all day. I like, last week, for example, I worked literally like 9, or no, not even, like 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m. for 5 days straight, because I was filming this for YouTube, and then I was doing this for Instagram, and then I was doing this TikTok, and then I was editing this TikTok, and then I was editing my YouTube videos, and it was like just go all day. And it would be like 10 p.m. and I would realize that I literally have not been off my phone all day, and that's gotta definitely do like a damage to you after a while. So I'm trying to be better about like finding a balance and stuff. But yeah, that's what I would say. So I'm gonna end off this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was long and chatty, but I love just like sitting here and chatting, and I feel like you guys get to know me better. And yeah, that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video.